Previously on Story Hoard.
I'm not breaking into their house. Sildra, tell me how it goes, and bye.
What possible things could you have to do?
Rami, when you go to the temple, who do you worship?
I'm not saying it's a perfect system run by perfect people, and I'm not saying you have to be a part of it. You don't, Mateo.
Mateo's gonna run away. Oh no.
And at the very back of the room is what looks like a cabinet.
Don't touch that piece of furniture.
Sildra, you are compelled to walk up to this cabinet and remove your fishing rod. Staring out from behind a strange mask is a carved, now stone figure.
Did he just let out, like the monarch?
Mateo is just like head in hands, crying.
You look over the edge to see Rami clinging for dear life to the edge of a railing. Can we talk? God, I don't know that I'm ready for this. I've had a whole week to prepare and think over.
You gotta rip the band-aid off, Grace.
Yeah, just
why do I
go
have
for
to
it.
do this? Ugh.
Put that ball in my court.
Rami is looking up at you, Mateo, shaking a little bit as he's clinging to the scaffolding and railings. As hard as his hands can grip, the rain from earlier has settled down into just a cold, damp sheet hanging over the town. He's staring up at you, eyes pained, as he says, "Please, I just want to talk, and if you don't, that's I want to talk."
Aren't you afraid of heights?
Maybe it's fine though.
How far up are we right now?
You guys are about 3 stories up, I would say.
And is the section that I'm sitting on, could that also take his weight?
Yeah, I mean
that'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean this is like construction grade scaffolding. It's pretty sturdy. Does not mean it's not exposed off the side of a cliff and you look down and you're 30 feet up in the air.
We can talk, I guess. And Mateo scoots over a little bit just to allow him space, but he's not gonna help at all. There's just room for him up here now.
Yeah. Rami sees you making space for him and he smiles a little bit as he scrambles the rest of the way up the bit of scaffolding to meet you where you're perched. He kind of settles himself down, again, just as far away from the edge as he can physically bring himself, as he gets comfortable and turns to face you. I don't really know what to say. I just knew that, I mean, when you ran off, I didn't want to leave you like that. And he's fidgeting with his shirt, the hem of his shirt. And he seems a little unsure of himself as he says, I do really care about what you think, Mateo. Do you really think that I don't think about these things? When it comes to the the gods and everything else. I know you have your thoughts, and I've I've stayed awake at night thinking about the things you've said and just how strongly you believe these things. And I want you to know that I've thought about them too. I'm not blindly worshiping out of fear or ignorance. I just don't want you to think that I don't know. I just care what you think, I guess.
So, not sure how this is supposed to make me feel better because so what? You've thought about it and you decided that it doesn't matter, that you're fine with how everything is run there.
No, not not even a little bit. I just I just don't know what the alternative is. It's kind of looking out over the town, looking straight out, not down. The two of you have a pretty nice vantage point over the whole of the town and the larger mountain range from here. He looks back down at his hands. You're so much smarter than me, Mateo. I always figured if there was a better way to do things, maybe you'd know.
Mateo just shakes his head at that. I just like who needs a temple anyway? You know, it's like the way Cumulus is doing things. It just sounds like he's getting power from you from getting people to worship the storm god. Did you know he's like ripped?
He pulls a face. He's like, yeah, he's very proud of his blessings he's received for his service. Ugh, kind of shudders.
Here, Cumulus, thanks for telling everyone to sacrifice a bit more this week. Have a mustache made of clowns. It's stupid.
It is. And the harvest god, I guess, is pretty similar in their handing out of blessings and favors. But it keeps the town running. It has for the last couple hundred years at least. And we do have some sway over them for however much they are willing to acknowledge it. I think there was my pop tells this story about a couple decades ago, I think when he was growing up. The harvest was pretty bad. The harvest god just kind of threw their hands up and said, "Oh, that's how it goes sometimes." And with the half the town starving, they kind of quickly realize that if they just decide not to help us, they go hungry too. Transactional, But when you're just a person standing in front of them, it's a little bit hard to see that sometimes. I think they forget that too.
Well, that storm god told me just the other day that we would all do well to remember our place in the world.
Well, there's anyone that can manage to knock some sense back into them. I mean, you're probably one of the few people in town that are close to the ones that have any sort of outside influence over them, I guess.
What makes you think that?
Oh, you work for Lady Athatria, right? The librarian, the teacher?
Yes.
He chuckles. He's like, the gods they don't really care for the teachers. I don't know if it's the fact that there are a couple of humans that are older than them, or maybe they're territorial, or I think maybe they got into a fight once or twice, but they're willing to step in for us when we need them to.
They're older?
I think so. I mean, I don't have the exact calculations, but I mean, they're the gods of storm and harvest really only came to this area 300-400 years ago. They're not old gods by any means. They're just, the ones that kind of set up shop here when most other people did. But the teachers were here first,
Interesting. Does Rami still look like afraid of heights at this point? Like, I know he's like up against the wall or whatever.
The longer that the two of you have been talking, the more he's physically relaxed and unwound, getting onto the topic of the teachers, and all of this has settled him a little bit.
All right.
He rubs the back of his neck and glances over at you. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say with this is there may not be an easy way out of working with them, but they're not immune to, I guess, threats either when they need to be made. Even the god of storms can be intimidated by an old person with a big sword.
Explain.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, well, I mean, I guess if you're not a regular at the temple, maybe you don't always hear these stories. Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit more animated. I want to say it was maybe 70, 80 years ago. My grandpa tells me this story. The god of storm, Norester, got into a bit of an argument with Forge Master Zephyrius over something. The details change every time. One time it rained when he was going out for a walk, or he stepped on an offering kind of without realizing it, but they got into it, and it did result in a 6-month drought, which was less fun for the rest of us. But Zephyrius managed to snap him back into shape with a bit of a flex with that big claymore of his and some spooky magic that whatever it did freaked the storm god out something fierce, because within the next day a huge torrent just came down and stopped the drought. For whatever temper tantrums the gods might throw, we do have muscle on our side, at least. Not every town can say that.
What the fuck?
You didn't know that? And now he's kind of looking a little incredulous. He's like, it's not like a secret that, the three of them aren't popular with the temple crowd.
Right, but I thought that was just because they're so fucking old. And they're not supposed to be this old. I didn't know.
That they got into apparently repeated.
The storms with a sword?
I don't know that he actually, stabbed a cloud or anything, but he did something to freak him out. I think If I remember the story right, I think Cumulus was just a kid when it happened, and he just got his cloud hair, and he went bald for 4 days afterwards. So
Oh my god.
Huh. Wait, are you implying that the hair is natural?
no, head priest Cumulus, he got his cloud hair pretty early. I think it was maybe like 13-ish for. I think he saved an urn from falling over, and as thanks he got cloud hair. He kind of laughs. He's like, blessing stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's how it happens. Remind me to never go in the temple or pick up things that fall.
He smiles. He's like, trust me, I can run any temple errand you need. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
Yeah, that turned out so well.
I live.
Yeah. Have you noticed anything weird about the rain these days?
It's been a little bit rainier than usual, I guess. And he kind of looks up at the sky as it's starting to clear out a little bit. You see some bright blue patches poking through the thin gray clouds.
You don't think it's been weirdly spontaneous?
Looks at you. I guess you could say it's been a little unseasonable. Where are you going with this, Mateo?
Uh, I don't really know what's happening. Or if I'm controlling something. Well, I'm not controlling it because there's no control over when this happens. Uh, the rain might be because of me.
His eyebrows kind of shoot up as he looks at you with a shocked look on his face. And this is a recent development, right? I mean, obviously you're not getting it from Norester the storm,
No.
like obviously, but nothing triggered this. This is how long has this been going on?
I honestly don't know. I think I've been thinking for a while that Norrister has been just fucking with me. But apparently I'm not that goddamn important, so when I talked to him the other day, he said, "Oh, yeah, I didn't do that when it started raining, so I don't know. Might be stupid. I don't know."
He smiles. He's like, "You're never stupid,
Oh, shut up.
Mateo." Oh, I'm just saying. And maybe don't tell my mom about this, but I was up at the estates the other day for one of Lady Ithaca's seminars. Um, my mom gets a little wigged out by some of her talking points, but she was saying some interesting things, which I think might be why she gets in trouble with the head priest sometimes. She has a theory that not all magic stems from the gods. According to her, any being with a soul, he kind of like pats his chest. It's like any being with a soul can harness magic, which yeah, that tracks with people and some creatures and things that are able to wield it, but it doesn't have to be delivered by a god for it to manifest always. And that you can't say that, lightly around the temple or Cumulus, or that would not go over well. but she seemed pretty certain that, you don't need to necessarily be blessed or aligned with a god to tap into that kind of latent arcane supply. I mean, she phrased it way better than me. I'm just saying maybe it's not impossible that, this is happening to you.
Uh, Theo kind of like is like looking around and like nodding his brow, and he's like, "No, I don't know. I think the only magic I know how to do is this." And he does the trick that Sildra showed him to do with the coin, revealing the coin. But when he does that, he accidentally does thunderclap.
What?
And unfortunately, if Rami is within 5 feet of me, he must do a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I pulled up Rami's character sheet.
So just to be clear, create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away.
Margaret?
God. I can't believe this. What did I roll for a Constitution saving throw? Is that a D20?
Oh.
Yeah, the Constitution, that's a D20.
Alright.
Does Rami have a character sheet?
He
does.
I made it.
He does.
He is +2 to Constitution.
Okay,
Good
yeah.
for him.
D20 plus 2.
That is a 6. What happened to him?
Okay, just take a D6 thunder damage.
Oh my god, you're going to hurt him!
He could have rolled better too.
Oh, shut up. Rami
Your
takes
stupid
3
trick.
points of Rami takes 3 points of damage. As you
Electrifying chemistry they have there.
Oh my god.
No, it's just like sound damage. I just like did a fucking air horn in his ear.
He jumps like a foot in the air from like where he's sitting.
Mateo jumps too. It like drops the coin.
He claps a hand over his ear and looks at you with like huge eyes.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
What was supposed to happen?
Someone taught me a coin trick. Where you throw it. You just take a coin and you make it appear. But it's just like a sleight of hand thing. God, that was loud.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That was really loud.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. He's shouting. You popped his ears, man. So you can do disappearing magic and thunder magic. That's pretty cool.
It's the disappearing part isn't magic. And Mateo just like puts his hands like under his armpits and it's just like hunched now. Like
He shakes his head to kind of clear the ringing in his ears. Huh. Well, I mean, is that proves it, right? Though you can do magic.
it's like heavy breathing right now.
Oh, well, it's fine. It probably feels weird, right? Like there's a no, it will go away. Just kind of shake out your hand a little bit.
What do you know about this?
Well, he kind of like flexes his hand. I mean, I know some small stuff. Just from working on the farm after the temple was attacked. I got really freaked out seeing some of the people that got hurt. I felt really really useless, honestly. Just kind of sitting there afterwards. So I mean, the last couple of days I've been practicing, I guess. Not really good. Just kind of like training a new muscle. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. It kind of pulls from like inside, and you overwork it sometimes. And you just get like tired and drained, and you're not like sore, but it's just a weird sensation when it hits, right?
And where are you getting this magic?
I've been praying to the god of harvest the last few days. Crops been pretty good, so I've been able to bring a few extra dozens of eggs, over, and Mom's been working real hard at some of her weaving, so I might have borrowed a few of her smaller pieces and just brought them over for an extra hand with this.
Okay.
If I have this power, or access to it, I might as well use it to help people, right?
Yes, no, that's good. That's good. Mateo like calms down a little bit. He's still like pretty shaken though, and like his hands are shaking. But he looks out ahead, and he takes out his hand, which is closest to Rami, and puts it down between them, palm up. And it's shaking a little bit.
Looks from hand to Mateo, just kind of like raises an eyebrow. He is no longer closing himself off to you like he was earlier today. This whole conversation has him not quite his usual golden retriever-esque personality, but he's open again. And I think he's looking to you for permission.
Mateo like doesn't really like look at him. He just like flexes his hand a little bit. He's just staring ahead.
That's enough. He puts his big farm boy hand over yours. It's a sturdy, firm, not shaking kind of grip as the two of you look out over the town.
Well, isn't that nice? Isn't that a nice little scene to end on?
Margaret.
Story over. We did it. Ship has sailed.
No.
Away. Nah.
We got work to do.
Did you multi-class?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Margaret has plans.
Yeah, I have plans.
Margaret has character sheets.
Oh no.
I can't wait to see how this goes.
Can't believe
This is great.
This is interesting stuff happening.
Hot yoga, Maddie.
Yeah, well, I didn't know where this was going. I was like,
So funny.
so Rami just like
I gotta tell you about this hot yoga class I took.
I can only imagine Ithaco teaching and lecturing while doing hot yoga poses. I mean it's the only way.
That I mean, yeah, he was doing like downward dog for part of this. It's full body,
See?
full spirit
Canon.
workshop.
This is canon.
I mean, if Mateo's ever feeling like he needs some stress relief that can go together, I'm sure that would work out great.
It's a judgment-free zone. Lots of old people. Lots of good smells happening.
Can I just like say one thing? In reaction to them like holding hands up here.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this isn't like an unfamiliar feeling. But Rami's hand feels like so much warmer than Mateo remembers. And that gets Mateo thinking, since when the hell have I been this cold? When did this start?
Mm.
Oh,
Damn.
baby.
Damn. I don't know. It's an excellent question. We'll figure it out later.
Yep.
You had your time.
I know.
Yeah, Sildra and Momori, you've made your way to Thistia's home, and this time of morning, she and the girls are all out. Thistia runs the bakery in a building nearby, right next door to the house, but it's separate. It's bakery, kitchen, sales room, whatever. She's not home. The house is empty right now. Avis is not home. He didn't really leave any message of where he might be, but he left his big backpack by the chair he was sleeping in last night. So probably hasn't gone very far. I think the two of you get settled in the sitting room. I mean, how do you want to how would you like to proceed?
How does one have a tea party after unleashing an unspeakable evil?
You tell me.
We're soaked to the bone, though, right? Like, just to clarify.
I wouldn't say soaked to the bone. You're wet, but it was by no means like a torrent. It was just kind of like, oh, you got caught in the rain for a little bit, but you're wet.
Omori, like, there's a fireplace or whatever. Momori, like, lights that and, puts on the pot of tea or whatever and just curls up in front of the fireplace.
I want to say, as she's lighting it, I forgot my own character's name. What the heck?
Sildra?
Sildra. Yes. I kept
Someone's forgotten their own name too.
I kept cycling through Mateo and Momori. I was like, no, that's not it. It's the third one. Sildra. I want to say that Sildra kind of sits down next to her and holds out like a finger with a bit of a tiny little flame at the end of it, as if to kind of offer some help.
Momori steps back a little bit.
The flame goes away. They hold up their hands like in the surrender pose, just trying to help.
Momori kind of shakes a little bit and strikes a flint or whatever and lights fire and goes to start the kettle.
They kind of scoot back a little bit. I feel like they were sitting cross-legged and they just kind of do that thing where they just slowly slide back. Awkward silence.
Mm.
Yeah, I want with everything to fix this, but Momori just pours the tea, hands Sildra a cup, and curls up in front of the fire.
So, is the whole and they Sildra gestures to like all of Momori. Is this whole afraid of magic thing because of the sand?
I mean, no. Maybe a little bit.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
They'll nod and like silently sip the tea. Ithaco had this yoga routine for when people were feeling sort of shaken up. If you want, we could sort of do it together. I know you're kind of more mobile than I am.
Momori looks at Sildra. I'm actually not super flexible, but sure. Sure. We could try that.
Let's have the tea first, though. I'm I'm I think my nose is catching something.
Momori like grabs the nearest handkerchief or whatever and just hands it to Sildra. Goes back to staring into the fire. Oh, I'm sorry.
Traumatized. Do you have any idea what that thing might have been?
The monarch that we let out of the, the dude with the sword.
Any ideas that don't scare the hell out of us?
Well, the teachers did try to walk Avis in the closet, and they have been around for a long time. So theoretically, it could be something else, but
Yeah, maybe they kidnapped someone else and just forgot, and then they turned into a statue. And that's it.
Momori kind of said that.
Mission
I can't
accomplished.
imagine. I can't.
Laughter.
Just can you imagine Zafarius like knocking or traveler over the head and then shoving them in a closet? Or dissolves into laughter. Like, I don't know why this is so funny to her right now. But she's dying. And also
they start
literally
kind of
dying.
chuckling along just because her laughing is making them laugh, and then it's just cascading laughter.
Oh. One time Ithaco or someone, one of the ladies had planted some sort of garden or whatever, and they were growing these tomatoes, and Zeph was really proud of them or whatever. Didn't want to show it, but he was. And one time their plants were blooming or whatever, and I don't know, some stray deer or goat or whatever had found the plants. I can't even remember. And I saw him look over out the window and just start screaming. And he charged out there like he was charging like a whole army coming after just this goat or whatever, protecting these tomato plants. I just... Oh, Sildra, what did we do?
I guess we're gonna have to find a goat to chase down.
Yeah. Chase down a lot of goats. Do you... When you first started magic, Sildra, what was it like?
And they kind of cross their arms, looking a bit more closed off. It kind of happened as, I've been doing it for as long as I can remember. I don't really know what it's like to not use it. When never mind.
All right. Well, listen, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but you basically know my biggest secret, so there's not really anything. I mean, I'm not gonna be embarrassed, or
I mean, there's just not a whole lot to tell. Like, I was good at it, but just not in the right way. And that's all there is.
the right way. What's the right
Well,
way?
for the gods, the ones that we have, it's mostly like restorative stuff and, helpful things, making water and stuff like that. I couldn't really do that stuff all that great. I could get the basics down of a whole lot of stuff, but I can't. I couldn't revive someone. I couldn't heal anything too big. I can stabilize and I can do shit that hurts people. That's about it.
How old were you when you decided you weren't good enough?
14.
So young.
Old enough to see where it was going.
Memori laughs. I think when I was 14, I couldn't forge a sword out of a flat sheet of metal. She laughs. When you're that old, nothing's grown yet, Momori kind of pats her arms. Like, my muscles had so much growing to do. I mean, isn't it the same with magic?
Imagine if you weren't Zafarius' only apprentice. Now imagine that every time he gives you an assignment the first 5 years you apprentice with him, you finish it first. You do it the best. He gives you a pat on the head and everything, and then suddenly they decide that they're going to keep moving up this one track, this one type of blacksmithing, and you're shit at it, and people start moving faster than you and doing better than you, and you just become useless, and you can't do shit. It's not a matter of, oh, my muscles need to grow, oh, I need to go running for an 8-hour jog. It's I was the one that they always pointed to, and then I couldn't do anything that everyone else could do. It's different.
So you're leaving out something important, though, I think. Did you still enjoy it? You know, do you still enjoy it? Magic, I guess.
There is a very long pause, and they stare into their cup of tea. And you're starting to wonder if they even heard you. I don't remember what enjoying it felt like.
That's really messed up. Mori stares at Sildra.
Yep, it kind of is.
I would have quit too.
Glad to hear someone else who takes my side on that. Parents were not happy about it.
Well, I think you deserve better.
That's what Ithaca always said.
She's a smart lady.
She is. When we left the manor, the estates, do you remember I mentioned I wanted to talk with her about some bad dreams?
Yeah?
Do you think it means anything? Like, do you think... I know you don't know a whole lot about magic. You stay away from magic, and that makes sense, but I keep having these fucking dreams, and the fact that it's the same color light as the monarch seems to be, does that mean something?
Well, I'm not an expert in magic, but I don't really believe in coincidences either. So, as much as I'd like to tell you to just write it off and forget about it, also not gonna lie to you. That sounds really, really important. And scary. I don't think you should ignore that, Sildra.
No, I don't think I should either. Yep.
Momori sips her tea.
Sildra sips with her.
The two of you sip your tea in the quiet of Thistia's house. The fire is running. And I think from outside you can hear Kolya running the new guards members through their morning drills, just patrolling through town.
Mori winces.
You hear a knock at the door.
Momori gets up, stretches her arms a little, and heads over to the door and flings it open.
And you see Kolya with a big old smile on her face, a little bit sweaty, a little bit, warmed up already for her morning exercises. She claps a hand on your shoulder, Momori, and she says, "My vice captain, where you been? It's not like you to sleep in. Come on, we've already got, half-mile jog under our belts, but hey, the best is still out there. We're gonna go rest of the way uphill, Gonna, run up the estate steps and back a couple of times, get the blood running? Huh?
Momori closes her eyes and puts her hand gently over Kalia's shoulder. Yeah. About that, Kalia, I'm not feeling well, so you guys should go on without me.
Not feeling well, kid. What's wrong? What's going on? What are you sick? Are you? And she's like looking you over. She's like turning you around. She's like, what happened to you?
Yeah, it's some sort of cold. I really don't want you to get it. So you should don't neglect your trainees on my account. Momori kind of waves to the newbies outside.
She looks over her shoulder at them. She's like, hey, jog in place. I don't want to see any still feet there. She turns back to you. They'll be fine. I mean, it's not even like that hard, of a workout this morning. It's stamina building more than anything, but just
Momori sweats.
Look, it's fine. You take care of yourself. I've got, I'll take care of the patrol today. Don't you worry. We've got plenty of extra eyes running around, running surveillance on, the foothills. You're good. You work on getting better. If you do happen to find your way up to the forge, I did leave Zephyrius with a couple of requests for some new armor, a couple of shields and things. Any chance that can get moving? Any updates on that by chance from him?
I'll make sure of it. I was actually thinking about heading up there at some point today.
You are the best. Just the best. Hey, when you see the big guy, give him my regards. Hope he's doing well. No, I can collect, my commissions this time. You don't gotta, come bring him to me. That's totally fine. Can't wait to see him. Can't wait to see the finished product.
Momori
It's gonna
gives Kalia a pained smile. Yeah, they're gonna turn out great.
I have full confidence in him and you. Don't worry. I know you've been working hard. I know you're making some great stuff up there, kid. All right, I'm gonna go back to my patrol, but
Yep.
whenever you get a chance to give an update, can't wait to hear. And she gives one last big smile and a salute and goes back to jogging the rest of her recruits around town, drill sergeant style.
Momori slowly closes the door. And then kind of falls against it, leaning up her head against it. She sighs. Right. We still don't know where they are.
No, we don't.
Part of me wants to just go back to those stupid estates and just blow up a wall and just figure out wherever they're hiding. Like, just get them to talk to us. I mean, this stupid note is all we have to go on, and it explains nothing. Absolutely nothing. And where could they be? What are they doing?
Doesn't Zephyrius have like a sledgehammer or something we could use?
Momori stares at Sildra. You mean we just like go and break down the walls?
don't have any better
Like-
ideas.
Like a couple maniacs. All right, yeah, I'm in. Let's go get some sledgehammers.
Oh my god.
I wasn't expecting that.
I don't know what else to do.
I don't either.
The note puts you all have tasks assigned to you.
I mean, it's like,
I don't know what to do. This note gives us no instruction. Literally gives you a to-do
y'all need to
list.
meet up with Mateo again. Jesus.
Fuck's
I'll
sake.
find Mateo first.
I can't believe this.
No, I think you guys should go. I think you guys should go. Mateo might meet up with you.
Oh my
We should
god.
at least head to
Breaking and
the
entering, but
forge.
he's up for breaking.
Can't believe this.
No. There's Momori.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the note, Sildra?
Where's the note, Grace?
Mateo has it.
Mateo
Okay.
has the note.
I'm
Let's go find Mateo. I think he has it.
Yeah, let's go. Find Mateo. Let's stop at his mom's. Or I mean his house.
Why?
Because he went to change or something. I don't know. He said he had something to do. It's the first logical place you'd look for a friend.
Makes sense to me, I guess. But just so you know, if you're ever looking for me, probably not a good place to start.
Yeah, where do you hang out? Well, okay. I have a guess. The river. Eh? How well do I know you?
They give you like a mischievous smile, and you're not quite sure if you're right or wrong.
Perfect. I'm gonna take that as a definite maybe. I'm just gonna bat signal for
do you
Sildra.
know where Mateo's do either of you know where Mateo's house
I
is?
mean, we've lived in the village for Sildra's lived in the village for their whole life, so.
Okay,
Momori's
fine.
delivered
Sildra
there.
gets
Momori's delivered stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure that okay, that's fine. The two of you make your way to the east side of town, towards the settlements out there where Mateo and his mother live. Yeah, you get to the house and
Momori knocks.
you knock, and a woman, mom age, short, with very, very nice clothing on, her hair done up very perfectly, looks up at the two of you. What do you want?
Hey, is Mateo around? We kind of need to ask him something.
And who is asking after my son? Across his arms and blocks doorway.
Oh, hello. I'm Momori, and this is Sildra. We're a couple of the apprentices that work with the teachers.
She inhales sharply through her nose when you introduce yourself, Momori. And as you describe the two of you as, like, apprentices and associates of the teachers, her eyes go just, like, furious wide as she grabs the door frame and says, "Now let me be very clear to both of you. You will not be associating with my child any further. You will not be asking after Mateo. I want no business with you here on my doorstep. I want no business with those wretched teachers. And I would like some peace now. Thank you." And slams the door in your face.
Oh, that one. Well.
Wow, who peed in her Cheerios? Holy crap.
Peed in her Cheerios?
I couldn't think of anything else. Fantasy Cheerios. Sorry, guys. I failed us.
Cheerios are canon now.
I'm pretty sure Momori has some fantasy Cheerios in her bag.
I think she does.
Oh my gosh.
In her item list.
It's a dish from the homeland.
Yep, yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Momori kind of walks down the steps, puts her hand on her chin, looks thoughtful. Well, where else does Mateo go? The library? The library. Right?
If you're looking for Mateo, I think my brother went to go see him. You hear a teenage girl call out to you from one of the fields across the street. She's young, 16-ish. Sildra, you may recognize her as being one of the... Oh, hell. Does Rami have a last name?
Okay, one second. I actually thought of this like this week, and I just okay.
You're good.
It's not like we
Gargle?
unleashed the
Gargle.
what?
No,
Rami
No.
Gargle?
Jargle. It's the Mongolian last name, which means happiness.
Oh,
Rami Jargle. Interesting.
All right. I'm behind
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, Sildra, you recognize this teenage girl. She's one of the Jargle daughters, better known as Rami's little sister. Now that you know Rami too terribly well beyond, I think maybe you had 1 or 2 classes with him.
Momori scoots on over full delivery girl style, like slides over, grabs her hand. She's like, "And where exactly would that be? Pray tell."
She's a little bit flustered. She's like, the old construction site further out on the east side.
Sildra's already going
You
over.
really can't miss.
Momori
Yeah,
rushes
just be
off.
careful.
Thank you so much. And she is full sprinting after Sildra.
Sildra's not moving fast enough for that.
Momori links arms with Sildra and continues her pace.
You are dragging them. They are flailing in the wind like a flag.
Goodness.
All right. Momori
God.
slows down to their
Yeah.
pace, but also, like, it did cross their mind. Or it did cross Momori's mind to pick them up, but she doesn't think she can get away with that yet.
Oh no, please try. Please try to pick up the magical fire child.
See what happens.
But
Goodness.
Momori thinks better of it.
Wise. God. Yeah, you two are making your way towards the abandoned construction site on the east side of town, built into the cliffside. Mateo, you've been sitting here with Rami for a minute.
So I want to say, like, there was just like probably a companionable silence for a little bit,
Mhm.
and then Mateo's like, "All right, let's get off this stupid thing." And then so what Momori and Sildra would be seeing is like them descending this thing, and like every once in a while, Mateo like looks back and like makes sure that Rami's doing okay, and like offers his hand sometimes to like help him down.
Gives the occasional shaky thumbs up and very, very pointedly like staring at the back of your head instead of down as you guys make your way back towards ground level. You see Sildra and Momori running up just as you manage to get yourself off the last couple of platforms, with Rami just so relieved to be on solid ground, and he like kind of pointedly runs a little bit a little bit of ways away from the scaffolding, just to put some distance between himself and the precarious little jungle gym situation you were both just climbing down. He turns back to you, Mateo, and he says, are we don't have to be good, but are we better?
Let me just put it this way. You were worried about me hating you, but I don't think that I could. We're okay.
Smiles at you, his tentative into a bigger, more Rami smile. He takes a deep breath and rummages in his pocket for half a second before pulling out a small little carved figure. This time of you and your dog. Different than the last one he gave you. But as you turn it over in your hand, you see his carving has significantly improved since the last figurine he gave you. He shuffles his feet and says, it's just, Sabir had such a good shape to him, you know? I wanted to challenge myself a little bit. I think I managed to get a half-decent likeness, maybe? Maybe it's stupid. I'm up here, and he goes to take it back.
No, it's nice. When did you make this?
He's a little bit pink in the face. He's like, it's just something I work on between, farm chores and doing shifts at the stand. Just something to work on. Keep me busy.
Well, you've gotten a lot better. Not to say that the other one was not that. I like the other one. The other one's good. But this is, it's more detailed. There's got little, it's nice. Thank you.
And I only sliced my hand open 4 times on that one. Getting a little bit better. Mom says I'm not gonna have much hand lift if I keep up this hobby, but I'm improving.
Maybe that magic you're doing can come in handy there too.
Maybe. I think at this point, Sildra and Momori are within shouting distance as they see you and Rami just kind of hanging out, having this conversation.
Momori came up upon this and stopped and watched and has been watching the two of them interact this whole time.
Sildra is very out of breath and is just hands on knees trying to catch it again.
Yeah, Momori's just waiting for Mateo to notice her.
Mateo notices them at this point and just kind of starts a little bit and you can tell he kind of fumbles with the thing in his hand and tries to put it down, but then he remembers that he's not wearing a cloak anymore, so he can't just easily hide his hands.
Momori is staring. She smiles. We're not interrupting anything, are we?
Rami kind of turns around when he hears you call out, and he's like, "Oh, no, it's no, it's fine." Chuckles a little bit nervously. I've seen you around town before, Rami. In case we haven't formally met.
Momori throws out her hand. Momori. And she, like, stares at Mateo and, like, cannot hide a big grin on her face.
What are you so happy about, Momori? You find Zafarius, get all the answers you're looking for?
Momori's grin instantly drops off of her face. No, I'm just happy that something is going well. Can we talk to you for a second? Mateo?
Yeah. I gotta go to work anyway. He just like throws a glance over to Rami and says, "I'm in charge now."
Moving up the ranks. Knew you had it in you.
Temporary thing, but we'll see.
I'll see you around. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll see you around.
One last smile before Rami starts making his way back to his family fields.
As soon as they're out of earshot of Rami, Momori like leans in closer to Mateo and like eyebrows raised. So, what's going on between you and the egg boy?
What?
I mean, you rushed off this morning to see him instead of tagging along with us, so
I just had to give him something that he let me borrow. Really not that terribly interesting. Yeah, don't we have
where
we have
I'm
things to
from,
do?
when a guy gives you something that he's made, that's it's a pretty clear sign that there's something going on. Mori kind of bounces.
I don't know what you're talking about. Dave's gonna stuff this thing in his fucking bag.
Momori like looks at his face closer to see if he's blushing.
Oh, of course he is. But he's not looking at you now, he's walking away.
Mori jogs to keep up with him. All right, sure. Yeah, me and Sildra need that note to see what it actually says, because both of us forgot.
Yeah, Momori, you just have to keep track of the forge. There's things there that are assigned. He said he like cleaned it up and everything. And Sildra, you just have to like water some plants.
They're still catching their breath.
What'd you
Dear
run a
God.
mile? What's happening?
Points
Yeah,
at Momori.
I slowed down. Like, I don't know. I thought I was going a decent pace.
I spend all day sitting.
I mean, I'll take that into account next time. Momori kind of looks thoughtful and also a little conflicted. So, Mateo, I feel like there's something.
What?
So we went into the teacher's house.
You broke in.
Yeah, we did that. Actually, that's the least of our problems right now, I think.
What did you
we
do?
were screwing around in there. And
Momori? What did you do?
More sweats. We may have accidentally opened something.
Mateo shoots a look at Sildra. Oh! Something. Sildra. And what was that something?
Look,
Listen.
it was an accident. I'm going to sit down now so I can tell you what happened. It was
I really
all
didn't think
but-
I was going that fast.
Honestly, if you had gone at like a mild jog, they would still be doing this.
This is very dramatic. I love it.
They don't exercise. They do like fishing and sometimes half-hearted yoga. That's about it.
I appreciate this about them.
They are a little weakling, and I love them. So we found Zafarius's art shop, and then the 2 other bedrooms,
Yeah,
and
that's
everything
cool.
else except for the storage closet. You know, the storage closet that we went into was sealed off with just giant stone walls, and we couldn't find the teachers in their rooms, so we went into the storage closet, and the closet, the the one that your eye was kind of poking, or well, telling us not to poke at it opened.
Oh, it just opened.
Yeah,
there was-
there was some rumbling, and it was a lot of things happened at once. It wasn't on purpose.
I'll leave you 2 alone. For, what, 30 minutes? And you open some stupid magic cabinet? What was inside?
a green light.
And some kind of ethereal being with a mask and a
It was-
huge sword. It was,
was
like
more
really
like-
impractical.
It was more like statue sized. I wouldn't say ethereal being. But we also didn't get a very good look at it.
Yeah, it was just I was really distracted by the stupid sword, and looked almost comically large. I don't feel like it was a good thing. But Sildar did close the door again.
And then
So-
it was fine?
I mean, nothing's happened yet. Theoretically? Yes?
Until further notice, yes.
Okay.
Oh, but then it rained like a ton. So I don't know if you
Oh.
count that as weird or not.
Yeah,
but
that might have been connected or something. I'm not sure.
yeah. Yeah.
Mateo sweats a little. Yeah. That might be something. Whatever. We can't ask them about this until they come out of their hidey hole. So
Yeah, Sildar and I were thinking that maybe we wanted to break down the walls inside with some sledgehammers. And that
What?
seemed like the right the right next step.
Mori.
It made sense at the time, but now that I'm saying it out loud to you, it does seem a little silly.
These 3 our teachers are terribly old beings that apparently are older than the gods of this town and have gotten into fights with them just like casually. So I think if they want to not be found, they won't be found. Save your sledgehammer for making swords or whatever you have to do for Zafarius while he's away.
Are you Did you just find out about Zafarius' run-in with the gods?
Zafarius did what?
Well, I knew he had the one feud with Santoni, apparently, but who gives a shit about that? Anyone could feud with him.
Oh, poor Santoni!
Also, Mateo, plot to kettle. I mean, like,
That's what I'm saying!
Santoni
A
deserves
toddler could
that.
have a feud with that thing. It's not that impressive.
I felt like he was
I'm
the
just
least
saying.
annoying god I've ever come across, but
They
It's
they
fine.
left us this letter, and Mateo takes it out and like shoves it in Momori's hands, and they just have tasked us with some things. They'll get back to us.
don't you think it's weird that they just left? I mean, aren't you... I know it might not have been the right decision to just break into their personal home and touch their things. But don't you have questions? Isn't there just something, there's something not right? And I just, for right or
Of course, I have
wrong,
questions, Momori. I have lots of questions. Sildra, I have lots of questions for you. But for now, let's just get through today. Let's get through today's tasks. We'll take it from there.
I think the three of you do just that and make your way back to the estates and go about going through your to-do lists. You get through today, and the next day, and the day after that, until a week goes by of following orders before each of you wakes up, ready to continue the same routine of going to the estates and fulfilling your daily tasks. And waiting on the doorstep of each of your homes is a letter sealed with wax and that same enigmatic pinecone seal with a sword running through it. The inside of that letter having a simple request. It's time to talk. Story Hoard is produced by Grace, Maddie, Margaret, and Kev. Our theme song was written and composed by Vocal Outburst. Follow for updates and artwork on Twitter and Tumblr at StoryHoardPod, or visit our website at storyhoard.card.co. You can find all these links and more in the description of this episode.
you leave us to our own devices for 5 minutes. Dear God, can we never leave Mori and Sildra alone together again? Because I feel like
No,
the
this has to
energy,
happen constantly.
the energy.
Time over time over. It's so funny when you guys aren't. You're either absolute chaotic duo or like the most like socially repressed couple of people.
So ready to just like walk back to the estates and like walk in on like Sildra and Momori like cartoon walking with a big sledgehammer. What are you guys doing?
My God, just like at the ready, one holding like hands over their ears, the other reeling back.
No, like they're trying to be sneaky, but they're holding a big sledgehammer in the broad daylight.
Tiptoeing.